So in this video we're going to be looking at Pythagoras' theorem. Pythagoras' theorem can be used on any right-angled triangle, so it's important that we know that the triangle is right-angled. Okay, now it works knowing that this side here, so the first side, if I square it, so I'm just going to draw a square, okay, and then I square this second side, so again I'm just drawing a square, I add those areas together, so that's 3 by 3, so the area of that's 9. This one's 4 by 4, so the area is 16. Now if I draw a square on here as well, okay, now I actually know that that's 5 by 5. 5 times 5 is 25. So what I've got here is that the area of this square, add the area of this square, so 9 add 16, is equal to the area of this one. Okay, so if you square the two shorter sides and add the totals together, it equals the total of the longer side, which is where the formula of A, B and C, if I label them A, B and C, that's where the formula A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared comes from. Okay, so I would write that formula down in your notes. Let's go through an example of how we would use that formula to calculate the missing side here. So if I'm going to write it down first, so my formula is A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. And I'm going to label the sides first. C is always what we call the hypotenuse, which is the longest side in the triangle. That's opposite the right angle. So that's that one there, C. Label my others A and B, and it wouldn't matter which way around I did those. So I've got A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. Well, if A is 9.1, I've got 9.1 squared plus B, which is 6, is equal to x squared. Now, I'm going to use my calculator. 9.1 squared is equal to 82.81. 6 squared I know is 36. Add them together and I get x squared. So when I add them together I get 118.81 is equal to x squared. However, in this question, I'm not being asked for x squared, I'm being asked to find x. So to get from x squared to x, I've got to square root it. So I'd have to square root this side of the equation as well. So the square root of 118.81 would be x, which in this case is 10.9. So the length of x would be 10.9 centimetres in this example. Okay, right. What I'd like to do, using that example, have a go at working out the longest side, the hypotenuse in each of these. So pause the video and give those a go. Okay, when you've done that, we're just going to have a look at the answers. Yes, I'll put the answers on for you. So check yours against those. So you should have these 6 answers for those questions to the left that we've just gone through. Now, let's just go through how we would apply that in a problem-solving question. So here the question says, a school is adding a wheelchair ramp to the front entrance. Safety regulations require a wheelchair ramp to rise 1 metre over a distance of 12 metres. How long must the ramp be? So the first thing I'm going to do is do a sketch. Okay, so I've got the front entrance being here. Okay, and it's got to rise 1 metre. So that's got to be 1 metre high over a distance of 12 metres. So that length there must be 12. We're trying to work out how long the ramp is, so this part. Okay, I would pause the video here and try and work it out myself if I were you, but let's go through it. So again, I'm going to label my sides. So if I know that that's a right angle, that's got to be C, A and B. So I've got A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. So 1 squared plus 12 squared is equal to C squared. 1 plus 144. So C squared is 145. So in order to work out C, I'm going to do the square root of that. And that gets me 12.04159458, but it asks for my answer to an appropriate degree of accuracy. So I'm not going to write that all down. I'm just going to round it to 1 decimal place, I think. 12.0 metres. Okay? Or 12.04 if you were rounding to 2 decimal places.